So this would be actually the first lesson that we will learn about Scratch. We'll start learning about coding from today's lesson basically. So before we start learning the coding, I would want that we guys, what we do is that we clear a few things first, and then we will start towards actually practicing the coding and how to write code. We will start working on that. So there is a presentation, a small presentation that I have made for this purpose. I will explain you what do we have to do today through this presentation. So objective, that what are we going to take out from this lesson, or when we complete this lesson today, what is the thing that we would have learned by the end of today's lesson. Let's discuss that also. First thing that we will learn is that how do we start coding, and what are the things that we need in hand before we start coding. So we need to download the software Scratch so that we can start coding onto that. Or we would have to, there are two ways that we can start coding on Scratch. First is that either we should download this software. The second is, or we should, let's say, create an account on Scratch website and then start working on it. Creating an account is a very simple process. You guys can do that yourself or with your parents' support, because that would require the email address to be used for of your parents to be used in that. So that is why I would just show you how you can do it, but I am not going to ask you guys to do it with me. It's up to you that if you guys want to create an account on Scratch, you can do that. If you don't want to, and your parents feel that you should not have a Scratch account, it's still fine. But I will tell you exactly that how you can download the Scratch and how you can start working on it. There are a few things that you need to follow exactly as I say. So the first thing is that, let me share my screen. I hope that you guys can now see my screen, right? Okay. So first thing that you do is go to the Scratch website. You know the Scratch website is scratch.mit.edu. We had opened this website in the last lesson also, and today we are again going to do that. So the web address is scratch, that is scratch.mit.edu. So you go with onto that website, and here you can start working on Scratch directly. Okay? Either you can sign in or join. If you already have an account, you can sign in. If you do not have an account on Scratch, you can click on join Scratch and you can just sign up yourself. So the process is very simple. I'll show you the process, but we are not going to do it. You guys would not be doing it with me. But understand this process, and you can take your parents' help to list an email address here and then create your own account. Okay. So in order to create an account here on Scratch, what you need to do is click on this button which says join Scratch. So it's on two places. It's here also, and then it's here also. So you can click on any of these two join buttons and they would work the same. Let's say click on this one. Now it asks me that I need to create a username and I need to use a password. So create projects, share ideas, make friends, it's free. It's totally free. All you need to do is use a username. Username should be unique, so you can write your name. Let's say Abdul Hadi would, if you would make it, you can make a set like Abdul Hadi 12121. So any name you can take. And similarly, you can use any password that you want and then click on next. This will create your account and you will be able to start working on Scratch. So this is how you join Scratch as to create an account onto that. Now we'll look into it that how can we download Scratch so that we can actually work on it whenever we want. Even when we do not have the internet, we can start working on Scratch and we can start coding in that. So for that, what we have is, you can go down, just go to the bottom of this web page. This is the same web page, that is scratch.mit.edu. And when you reach the bottom, you will see this block here. You will see this section here. This section has some headings here. Here, exactly, you will, under the head of resources, this is the button which says, this is the cap which says resources. In this resources section, we have download button. You guys can unmute yourself and say something in between so that I understand that you guys are, let's say, with me. Okay. Abdul Hadi, are you listening, bete?
Yes, sir.
Good, very good. Emma, are you listening?
Yes.
We have got Noor Fatima here also. So let me tell you that how you can download Scratch. Okay, so we'll do this process once again from the beginning. Noor Fatima, good evening. How are you? See, in order to download Scratch, what I told you was that you first need to visit the Scratch website. I will do that again, once again. We can type in Scratch, SCRATCH .mit.edu and press enter. Once you have pressed enter, you need to go down at the bottom, at the end, actually, of this page, and then click here on the button which says download. Okay. So once you click here on this download button, you will be here on this page next, which says install the Scratch app for Windows. You do not need to click here on this one, which says get it from Microsoft. Instead, you need to click here on the button which says direct download. So once you click that, you will see that a download will start of the Scratch setup. And it does not take a lot of time. It is 161 MBs and it's going to take like 2 to 3 to maximum 5, maybe 10 minutes. If you have a good internet connection, it is not going to take very long to download this file. Once this file is downloaded, you can just run it and you will have Scratch on your computers. Okay, you need to have this Scratch software. Otherwise, we might not be able to work on Scratch. Okay. You can see that it's downloading and it's not taking very long. I just started it a few, I guess 1 minute back, and it's almost complete. It does not take very long to download it, and similarly, it does not take a lot of time to install this software. So once it has downloaded completely, what you need to do is click on this one, this icon here. You guys can try to download it along with me. Okay. If you guys are using a computer right now to take this class,
Sir.
you can download. Yes.
Can understand. Can you please explain again how?
Sorry, Iman, I couldn't hear you properly. Can you please tell me once again what did you want to say?
Sir, I can't understand. Can you please explain again how to download Scratch?
Yes, that's not a big problem. See, you need to go to this website, which is scratch.mit.edu. If this is difficult, what you can do is write scratch and press enter. If you want to search it on Google, you can search that also. But the objective is to reach this website, which is scratch.mit.edu. Okay. So can you open this website, Iman?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have opened this website, on this website, go to the end of the page. Right? Can you go to the end of the page?
Yes.
Do you see this button here which says download? Right here.
Yes.
So here, if you will click this one, you will get to a new page. This one. Have you reached this page? This says install the Scratch app for Windows. It says that.
Sir, it has started.
It has started. You can see it here at the bottom. It has started.
Yes.
So once it has completed, then you need to take the next step. Okay.
Okay.
Bilal, thank you for coming to this class, but try to be at time. Otherwise, you would miss on a few things. Luckily, I am recording this lesson, so don't worry about the thing that you have not been able to grab. But today, exactly, we do not have to, let's say, start working on the Scratch from the very beginning. We're just learning on how to download it. Okay. This is same, the same goes for Isa also. Isa has just joined in. Try to join when the class starts and look for the messages in the group also. So our timings are at 6. Even if I am late, I would not start the class later than 6:05 or maybe 6:10. I do not get a lot very late in that starting the class. I generally would start right at 6 or maybe 2-3 minutes after that. So try to be available when there is class timing. So you may not miss anything. Okay. So once this download has completed, what you need to do now is open this file and install it onto your computer. So I have just clicked it, and after clicking this program will load in the background and it will open. So now this Scratch setup has now opened in front of me. If you would click on that downloaded file also, this will open for you. Okay. So just to be sure that you are not disturbing anyone else who is using this computer.
They are not connected.
Hello.
देख लो यहाँ
Connect करो Bluetooth के साथ.
अब देख लो
I can hear you. I can hear you.
मैं भागा हूँ
कौन हो?
Excuse me, can you guys hold on for a minute? I got a call from my home. Just try to,
Okay.
what you need to do is, if you have downloaded this, you can go for this one, which says only for me, instead of installing it for all users. Just install it only for me and then click on install. It's going to take a couple of minutes and it's going to be installed. Meanwhile, this is installing. I will just make a call and come back. Okay, now that Scratch has been installed completely, what you can do is just check that if it is opening for you. So in order to check that, make sure that there is a tick mark here on this one which says run Scratch 3. If it is already ticked, that is good. That is how it should be. You just need to click on finish now. So once you will click on this finish button, it will take another like loading time 20 to 30 seconds and it will load the Scratch into your computer and it would open. Once the Scratch has opened, it is going to look something like that. See, it says Scratch is loading, so it is now.
Excuse me.
I'm s- I'm sorry for that internet disconnectivity. Screen share is low.
Excuse me.
So I will show you once again how the Scratch loads, and it does not take a lot of time in loading and running. So once you have downloaded it, pardon me, I have opened a lot of things there. Let me just close all of them down. My desktop is kind of very messy, so I'll just hide it and Scratch. See, now once you have downloaded Scratch, it would appear in your search also. Once you will search it, it will show up here. So you're going to click on this one, this icon. This says Scratch 3 app. And once you open that, it says
Excuse me,
Scratch is
sir.
loading and creating project. And it just opens up like that. Does not take a lot of time.
Excuse me.
Isa, is everything all right on your part, Pete? Kind of disconnected and connected again, I guess. And Bilal, do you want to ask something? You have raised your hand.
Yeah. We have to download the Scratch 3.27.0. I mean 0.
Okay. Just tell me that do you guys now understand how to open Scratch? If you do not understand how to open Scratch, just tell me that we need to just do this process once again. Okay. If you know how to open it, we will go on the next thing that we need to understand. Okay. All right, everyone. So okay. So yes, Bilal, you want to say something? You have raised your hand.
Sir, we have to. I have already got the downloaded one. It says
Bilal, you
Scratch
want to ask something, beta?
3.27.0. So that's the one you have to download. Hello. Yes, sir. I
If
have
you're not
this
asking
one.
anything, I will move forward. So we have got that how to work on Scratch. I hope that you guys can hear me, right? Okay. So how
Yes.
to open Scratch? Let's just do that once again. Once we have installed Scratch, we will click here on type here to search and type in SCRATCH for Scratch and this one which says Scratch 3 app. You need to click on that. If it shows there, it means that it has already been installed and now you can start working on it. So let's open that. And now you see Scratch here. Now the environment of Scratch, how to start work on that, I will show that to you tomorrow in tomorrow's class. And we'll just leave the Scratch here and go towards the other thing that we have to do. There is something that I would want you guys to understand, for which I would have to explain it first. And that thing that we need to explain to you is related to coding. And the question is, what happens with coding? Why do we code? If you are coding, if you say that you are learning how to code and you are learning how to code in Scratch, what happens when you code? What happens when you are doing coding? Coding is kind of a, in your terms, you can say that coding is like telling computer what to do, and you are using a special language for that so that computer can understand everything that you are trying to say to it. What happens with coding? So what happens with coding is that with coding, we tell computer what to do. Okay, so this is what happens with coding. If you are coding, it means that you are telling computer, you are giving instructions to the computer, and it is supposed to run according to those instructions. And what do we call these instructions? There is a special word that is used for coding instructions. Coding is done in the form of instructions which a computer reads and works accordingly. So when you are coding, it's basically like that you are giving instructions to the computer. A computer will read those instructions and will perform an action according to the code that you have written. So when you are doing coding, you have to use instructions. These instructions that you use while coding, they are called commands. Okay, so this word you have to remember it. This word is command.
Can I tell what happens with
You
coding?
see this word? This word is commands. So when you are actually coding, you are giving computers some commands. You are giving commands to the computer. Acha, who out of you knows what is a command? Abdul Hadi, can you tell me what is a command now? Just give it a guess.
give
Command क्या
instruction.
होती है?
To give instruction.
Have you heard of the word commander? A commander works in army, right? Who has heard of the word commander? Good.
I have
Good,
it.
Ayman. Isa, आपको पता है कमांडर के बारे में आपने have you heard of commander before? कमांडर का वर्ड आपने सुना है कभी?
Yes.
So similarly, when you are writing code, you become the computer's commander, and the computer has to work according to the instructions that you will give. It means that someone who knows how to code can tell computer what it needs to do. Okay. So commands, and today we will learn about what are commands. Command can generate an action to the computer. So now is the time that you go for the next task that we have to complete, and that task is very interesting. For that task, what you need to do is go to your Google Chrome and write blockly blockly.games. I'm going to open it in a new browser window. Yeah, I would try it here because on mine, I have completed all its levels actually. So you go to this link, it says blockly.games. Can you guys repeat it with me how it is? blockly, blockly, sorry, ckly, blockly.games, games, blockly.games. So there are some games that you can play with blocks. Okay. Well, actually, I have completed it on this browser also. Why not open it as a guest? Yeah. See what you need to type in once again. Block, 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 ly, blockly dot games, games. So this is the link that you need to open. I am sending this link in your group also, the coding group that we have. I have sent this in that group also. So you can practice it at home from that link also. Type it and press enter. Once you will press enter, this window will open in front of you. Open this window, everyone, and then I will start telling you about how to write commands.
Sir,
Bilal, is everything all right, beta?
I opened blockly.games and it's saying blockly.games related searches. It's saying online learning management system, job posting board, and cat blocks. I don't know what to do.
Who has opened this website? Bilal, have you? Eman good.
I
Abdul
tried to.
Hadi? Noor Fatima? Isa? Guys, you guys are not speaking with me. See, it feels very weird that I'm the only person who is speaking all of these things. So Eman has raised her hand. That's good. Abdul Hadi, you have done that. I guess Isa has raised the hand. So Isa is also done. Noor Fatima. Noor Fatima, can you check your status, bete? Are you done with this? Have you opened this?
I'm doing it.
Hello. Okay. So if you guys are done with this, next thing that you need to do is click on the first one which says puzzle. Do you see the word? Do you see the word puzzle written here? Abdul Hadi, tell me, bete. Do you see the word puzzle written somewhere? Here it is, right here. Puzzle.
Yes,
So you
sir.
need to click on this one. Okay. So first, this puzzle, it's basically only related to a very simple thing. All we need to do is there are three types of blocks that you see in here. There are a few green blocks. See, you have 4 green blocks, right? So there are 4 green blocks here. These green blocks have some names written on it. The first name is snail, then we have duck, we have bee, and we have cat also. What we need to do in this one is, you see the word picture written on every block. Snail, picture, duck, picture, bee, picture, cat, picture. So what you need to do is pick up the correct picture of the animal and place it in the slot for picture. For example, this is the snail. So these are the 4 pictures that we have. Which one is a snail out of them? I guess that most of you will recognize that this one is the snail. So you need to pick this up and put it for the pictures slot like that. Okay. So the first one is here. Now we go for the second one. The second one is a duck. So pick up the duck's picture and put it alongside the duck's name. Then pick up the picture for the cat and put it alongside the cat's name. Picture for the bee and put it alongside the picture place for bee. Okay. So now you have got all the pictures sorted. The next thing that you now need to do is choose how many legs does these characters have. How many legs do you
Sir,
think the
I'm done.
snail has?
0.
Bilal, you want to say something?
Yes, it has 0
If you
legs.
see this snail, it does not have any legs. So you are going to say that this snail has 0 legs. And how many legs does this duck has?
2.
Duck has 2 legs, so you get it here. And then is the cat. How many legs does a cat have? You can show it show it to me through your fingers also. The cat has 4 legs, so you are going to choose 4 out of here. And then you have this last one which says bee. So how many legs does the bee have? The bee is an insect, and these insects generally have 6 legs. So we are going to put 6 here. So now we have got everything sorted for these animals. Now what we need to do is, now you see this empty block here which says trait. There is empty space here for traits. And if you will count down, you will see these 8 purple blocks here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 minutes. So now we need to figure out their traits and put them at the right places. I would want all of you to complete this exercise at least. So if you see this snail, so there are 2 traits related to snail that I mentioned here. The first one is a snail has a shell
Shell.
and its skin is slimy. It's
Slime.
just like some slime. You would like to play with slime also, I hope that. So this is the snail's traits. It has 0 legs. It has a shell and it is kind of slimy. And then you have this duck. For the duck, there are 2 features here. First is its beak.
Beak.
Beak is that hard mouth part of the duck. And then every bird, just like the bee, has feathers.
Feathers.
The birds, their skin is made of feathers. After that, you have this cat, and you need to identify what are the traits for this cat. This cat has, every cat has whiskers. Whiskers are
Whiskers.
like cat's hair that are near to its mouth, just like mustache. And then also a cat has furry skin. It has fur on
Fur.
its skin. The last one is the bee. Now the bee can sting you, so it has a stinger.
Stinger.
And bee generally produces honey, so honey is also its
Honey.
trait. So once you have fixed all of these or you have combined all of these correctly, you can click on check answers. If all of your answers are correct, you can move to the next level. So it says that perfect, all 16 blocks are correct. So we have just completed the first exercise. So guys, this is it from our first class. If there is anything that you guys want to ask, you guys can ask now. And I'm sharing its link in the group also for this exercise so that you guys can practice it at your home if you haven't done it with me right now. And I will share it on through the WhatsApp PDF also. Okay. If there is nothing that you guys want to ask, what you guys can do is leave the class now because there are only 3 minutes left for this class to end automatically. So you guys can practice it. I will share the video recorded lesson also with you guys, but that generally I would do over the weekend. I do not share class video lectures every day. I would do that on, let's say, every weekend. Every weekend, I will share 3 lessons of the 3 classes that we have conducted. You guys can over the weekend check if you guys need to work on something, and you can ask me any questions that you want whenever you feel that you tried to practice something and it didn't uh, went as planned. So you can just ask me a question regarding that. Okay. Thank you so much for coming into today's class. Take care. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz, sir.